Now, 27 Sports with Veronica Rohrmoser.
Today, April 4th, is Frank Kaminsky's 22nd birthday. And on 4-4, number 44 is playing in his second straight Final Four with a second chance at Kentucky. If that doesn't spell destiny, I don't know what does. Kaminsky has been a gift to Badger fans in his time at Wisconsin. And as far as what he's hoping to get as a birthday gift, well, you can probably figure that out. Tip-off for the national semifinal matchup between Wisconsin and Kentucky just over an hour away. And for one final look at this game, we go live to sports director Lance Vieser in Indianapolis. Lance, we've pretty much been talking about this moment for the last year. Now that it's finally here, what are the emotions like in the team locker room?
Undefeated Wildcats.
Yeah, definitely Frank going to be a big part of that. Now, Lance, Frank wasn't the only one with a special day today. I understand another big man on the Badgers team was also in the spotlight tonight. Also vying for a shot to play on Monday night, Michigan State and Duke on the other side of the bracket. That Final Four game going on right now inside Lucas Oil Stadium in Indianapolis. The Spartans came out on fire. They were 5 of 7 from the field early, but Duke responding in impressive fashion, leading Sparty 36-25 at the half. Blue Devils' Jahlil Okafor with 10 first-half points. We'll have results for you tonight at 10. And believe it or not, there is actually more going on than just the Final Four. Opening day just 2 days away, and the Brewers wrap up spring training in Phoenix today, taking on Cleveland in their last exhibition game. Tie ball game in the bottom of the 9th with a man on second. Luis Sardinas knocks one through the infield. Around comes Hector Gomez, and the crew ends spring training on a high note. 4-3 over Cleveland, and on to Milwaukee for Monday's opening day.
Rockies, right?
Yes, it's going to be a lot of fun, but maybe some other games going on Monday. Hopefully
yeah.
Wisconsin will be playing in that national championship game, so lot to look forward to.
Now, 27 Sports with Veronica Rohrmoser.
Well, since Aaron Rodgers loves to spell, like for instance RELAX, the NFL thought he should add a few more letters to his season's repertoire, like MVP. The league named Rodgers the 2014 Most Valuable Player at the NFL Awards ceremony tonight in Phoenix. Rodgers led Green Bay to an NFC North title while throwing for more than 4,300 yards and 38 touchdowns, and doing it for much of the time on one leg. It's his second MVP trophy, receiving 31 of 50 votes, and there to share it with him, girlfriend Olivia Munn and head coach Mike McCarthy.
For the Packers organization, Mark Murphy, Ted Thompson, Mike McCarthy, Tom Clements, Alex Van Pelt, thank you. You give me the tools to be successful, and I appreciate you guys so much. To our fans, you're incredible. Year after year, you support us. You travel with us on the road. You make our environment incredible, and we couldn't do this without you. The love and support you guys give us is incredible.
As far as the Defensive Player of the Year, there weren't even any other nominees. For the first time ever, it was a unanimous decision. Of course, the Wisconsin product, J.J. Watt. The Texans' defensive end became the first ever to tally 20-plus sacks in 2 seasons. Watt has gone from 2-star recruit to 2-time Defensive Player of the Year. He was also second to Rodgers in MVP voting. And the honors don't end there. Also announced tonight, former Packers general manager Ron Wolf will be inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Wolf was the architect who resurrected the Packers franchise in the 1990s, which included a Super Bowl title in 1996. Wolf spent 10 seasons as the GM in Green Bay, starting in 1991. He hired Mike Holmgren, traded for Brett Favre, and signed Reggie White. Need I say more? He and 7 others will be inducted into the Hall of Fame in August. Well, no conference in college basketball averages better attendance rates than the Big Ten. And that may explain the dominance of home teams in conference games, which have won nearly 70% of the time this year. And that makes it all the more impressive to see Wisconsin take back-to-back Big Ten games away from home. Badgers at Iowa today, facing them for the second time in 12 days. This meeting, a little more of a game, especially early. Mike Gessel to Aaron White, the one-handed lay-in. And it looks like we were in for quite a game. When the Badgers started showing their hops, Sam Decker right through the lane, the two-handed slam. The Badgers were up 6 at the break. And then maybe the slam of the season, Bronson Koenig with the miss, and Nigel Hayes with the putback dunk. Badgers go up 8. Then with the shot clock winding down, Josh Gosser puts it away with the 3. Frank Kaminsky with his 4th 20-point day in his last 5 games. He led all scorers with 24. The Badgers win 74-63 They're now 3-1 on the road in the Big Ten, 19-2 overall, and protecting the basketball is second nature for the Badgers.
6 turnovers against Iowa here. That's like having one at our place, because it's, you know, all the venues on the road, usually a little tougher. You're not as comfortable with the sight lines. Boy, we've seen them light up teams from 3 here, and we were real conscious of that early. But I thought we did a good job of adjusting.
The Bucks playing host to Portland tonight. Brandon Knight to Jared Dudley, who drains the 3. Dudley putting up 18 points. O.J. Mayo contributing 17 off the bench. He gets a kick out from Kenyon Martin. The Trailblazers made it interesting coming back from the break, but the Bucks pull away down the stretch with a 95-88 win. The Badger men's hockey team is in the toughest stretch of their schedule, and Wisconsin is still looking for just its 3rd win of the season. One final shot to get some redemption over Minnesota tonight at the Kohl Center. Perhaps they can find some inspiration from the 1990 national championship team being honored tonight on the ice. We'll go right to the 3rd, game tied at 3 until Cameron Hughes rips one past the goaltender with a minute 13 seconds left. Everyone in the building thought the Badgers had it, but with 2 seconds left in regulation, Seth Ambrose ties it up. There goes the win. The Badgers force overtime. They end in a 4-4 tie, but win in the shootout. And the Badger women sweeping Minnesota State on the road this weekend with a 5-1 victory today. Good to see some good news for Wisconsin
look
sports.
at that.
Yeah, thought it was going to be a bad weekend, you know, seeing as how the Packers weren't playing in the Super Bowl, but turned out to be pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely. All around, all those stories. Yeah. Great news. Thanks, Veronica. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Now, 27 Sports with Veronica Rohrmoser.
His teammates call him Captain America or Clutch. He's been around so long, he's the team grandpa, The Rock. But it seems like Josh Gosser has acquired more nicknames than he has career starts at Wisconsin, a record he broke last night against Northwestern. But I would offer up one more title, Iron Man. Rallying back from a blown-up left knee over 2 years ago, Gosser, in a few more games, will also top the record for most minutes played in Wisconsin history. 4 years ago, he notched the program's first-ever triple-double, and he's on the verge of joining Michael Finley as the only players in Badger history to reach 1,000 points, 500 rebounds, and 250 assists in a career. Still, he can usually be found diving onto the floor or into the stands after the ball. His greatest contributions not tallied in the columns of the stat sheet.
Well, he feels them the next day. That's where they show up. He's just the young man that we saw play like that when he played in high school and during the summers in AAU, and he hasn't changed. He'll never have the nickname Pretty Boy. Don't tell him I said that.
You know, there's a reason Josh has started, you know, the most games in Wisconsin history. He plays like that, and, you know, Coach Ryan loves people who play like that because it brings energy to the team, and it shows that we have somebody on the court at all times that's willing to, you know, give his body up for the greater good of the team.
16th ranked Maryland visiting Iowa today, and Terps Mello Trimble getting the Adam Woodbury treatment. In the first half, Woodbury poked Trimble in the eye. The replay shows Trimble wasn't even taking a shot. The Hawkeyes would go on to upset Maryland 71-55, but all eyes were on the Woodbury poke. Iowa head coach Fran McCaffrey was asked about the incident following the game, but he and the media clearly weren't seeing eye to eye.
That's 3 times he's got somebody in the eye. How does this keep happening?
Next question. Ask an intelligent question. Anybody have a question?
Well, why is that not an intelligent question?
Because I said so.
Obviously, this isn't the first time Woodbury has been caught doing this sort of thing. Last month against Wisconsin, Woodbury visibly poked both Frank Kaminsky and Nigel Hayes in the eyes. Neither foul was called, and commentator Dan Dakich called Woodbury gutless. The incident prompted outrage on both sides, although Woodbury and McCaffrey insisted it wasn't intentional. No word if he will face repercussions. Michigan visiting Indiana, Wolverines within 3, so Hoosiers step up late. Yogi Ferrell sends up an alley-oop to Troy Williams. But Michigan still hanging in there with under 30 seconds to play. Zach Irvin with 23 on the day nails a triple to cut the lead to 2. Seconds ticking off the clock. Michigan desperately trying to force the tie, but the shot is off the mark. Indiana wins at 70-67. Wolverines have now dropped 3 straight. And number 20, Ohio State at Rutgers. Buckeyes' D'Angelo Russell with his first collegiate triple-double, 23 points, 11 assists, 11 rebounds, as the Buckeyes roll to a 79-60 win over the Scarlet Knights. The Badger women's basketball team is still a work in progress, but the Badgers were feeling good about themselves, winning on the road at Illinois last Sunday. Their fourth win in the Big Ten this year, as many conference wins as they had all of last year. Today, the women wearing the pink trim for their annual Breast Cancer Awareness Day, hosting second-place Iowa, and the Badgers came out on fire. Off the miss, Cassie Rochelle with the offensive board. She kicks it out to Jackie Golzinski for three. Later, off the fast break, Tessa Sitchie finishes. She had a career-high 20 points as the Badgers were up midway through the first half. But Iowa came out of the locker room and went on a 19-2 run, and that did the Badgers in as they fall 87-75. The world of basketball is mourning today as legendary coach Dean Smith has died. Smith won 2 national championships at North Carolina, an Olympic gold medal in 1976, and induction into basketball's Hall of Fame. His only losing season came in his first. Smith was widely considered a coaching innovator as a direct coaching descendant of the father of basketball, James Naismith. And that'll do it for sports. We'll be right back.